Not the worst problem to have. That's just part of the thrust structure, though. That's not going to be on the outside of the ship. That's actually going to be inside the ship, so I don't need to worry about plating it. Anyway. Okay. How do we get out of the editor? Yeah, you can do some pretty cool stuff with this, from what I can see here. Getting the resources will be a pain. I can just have people do that for me, Alex. Try escape. Well, we have main menu there. There I am on station 20. That's station 20 right there. Cool. That's pretty neat, dudes. You can do some pretty rad stuff with this thing. I really want to see if we can figure out angle combinations to get curves and stuff to work. But anyway, that's going to do it for Starbase. I'm going to start up my space news segment now, where we talk about what's going on in the space program, current events in just space programs. But before I do that, I'm just going to take a quick 15-minute break. We'll start up. Okay, start up the Space and Rocket review. Yeah, I might be playing that a little bit more for early hours, guys. But we got to be careful that we don't forget about the community Minecraft project, and also space news and very much KSP. So, yep, that's fun. I enjoy it. I'll play it more. I probably will play it for early hours tomorrow. Yeah. And then probably the day after that, too. And then I'll save, like, Saturday mornings for Minecraft and stuff. I enjoy it. It's a fun game. Who knows? Maybe we could switch and do our early hours Kerbal and then Starbase for after. Give it a second, switch you. Anyway. So, yeah. I'll be back in about 15. Just going to grab something to eat. And... yeah, I'll see you guys then. We got probably about 5 o'clock. Probably about 6 or 7 more hours of stream at the very least. So go see what's going on, or not go see what's going on. That's the end spiel. Go see what's going on here in about 15 minutes. Grazie, Swiscio. All right, I'll be back in a little bit. Alright, guys. If you want to submit the Space News links now, do it. I'm just scarfing the rest of this pizza. I'm trying to eat it as quick as I can, and then we'll get ready to go. All right. Do you guys hear that? It's time. Okay, let's roll. The European Space Agency had a Vega launch last night. I was about to say Vega loss. No, it worked. It worked just fine. And I'm pleased to announce that the second iteration of the Road to Space kind of cast to go with it didn't suck. They listened and they made a lot of changes, and I'm actually pretty damn proud of them. Yeah. It was pretty good. Pretty good. I kind of wanted to stream it, but there's that whole day off thing. It was bound to happen, me taking a day off and then having a Vega launch, or a launch on a Monday. That was always going to happen. But I know that that's not what you guys want to talk about. You guys want to talk about this, don't you? Did they show the rocket for more than 10 seconds? Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did a much better job. Oh, you guys want to watch the Boston Dynamics launch? I was going to say we could talk about this. No? We don't want to address the elephant in the room, huh? I am so over that stuff. Oh, interesting. Arrow, not space news. The prototype of the IL-112V crashed. Yeah, Nemetko, I've seen it. I'm not showing that. Yeah, dude, I have this rule about showing people getting killed on stream, and my heart goes out to the three people on board, the test pilots. Yeah, that they're not alive. They're not alive. They're not alive. Elephants are animals. They don't stay at an address. They roam the world. Explain a zoo then, Bio. So Jack, once again, I'm not going to show it. It's pretty gruesome. You don't see anything, but I'm still not going to do it. I have a very, very, strict rule about, like anything that I put on here, right, I make money off of, right? I have a very strict rule about not doing that with death. I could probably show it. It would probably be fine. We're not violating any terms of service or anything, but that's my personal rule. I don't like profiting off of death. It's just a personal rule of mine. So if you're wondering, the plane was flying along, right? The IL-112 here, I'll tell you about the plane real quick here. The IL-112 is a prototype cargo plane, a new cargo plane made by Ilyushin, who generally makes Russian medium-duty cargo planes. Here's a model of it. Ilyushin has made really good planes in the past. They made the IL-78, which is the IL-78 is basically a Russian version of a C-17 or a C-141. It's a medium duty. It's not the big Antonov planes like the AN-124, but it's about a C-17 somewhere in there. That would be its counterpart. Ilyushin made that plane. It's a very good plane. It's used by a lot of countries around the world. But the IL-112 is their new prototype cargo transport plane, and once again, I'm not showing it. It's not okay. It's messed up. The plane's flying along, and the right engine catches on fire, and the flames just get bigger and bigger and bigger until they envelop the entire wing, and then the plane rolls over and rolls right into the ground. It was maybe like 5,000 feet off the ground. Now, probably not even that. 1,500 feet off the ground. So like maybe 500 meters at best. Plane's flying along. The engine catches on fire. It goes over and then nosedives right into the ground. Like it's not good. I'm not showing it. I'm not doing that. If you want to go find that footage, it's around, yeah, heart goes out to the 3 test pilots. That sucks, man. That sucks. That's not good. It has ejector seats? No. Plane testing doesn't work like that, especially with a cargo plane. But yeah, it's one of the test pilots, I forget his name, was a very, very decorated, here he is, Nikolai Koimov. Koimov? Yeah, he's a hero of the Russian Federation. Yeah, no longer with us. He lost a really good test pilot there. What caused the roll? I don't know. The engine caught on fire, dude. The right engine just had a fuel leak or something. And it caught on fire so much that it definitely compromised the structural integrity of the wing. And the wing went like this, and the plane went... if that wing's bending, right? If the plane wings are like this, and that wing is bending like this, your center of lift's going to go over here, and... the plane just nosedives right into the ground, and it sucks. It sucks that it's a cargo plane, so it's not like it's a weapon system or anything, and they're just test pilots, dude. Yeah, it's not good, but once again, when did this happen? Literally a couple hours ago. It sucks, and my heart goes out to those guys. You never want to see test pilots bite the bullet like that. Because here's the thing. It doesn't matter, Russia, Chinese, US, whomever, Euro. Test pilots are like a pilot that's also an honor roll student at the same time. To be a test pilot, you have to know the engineering because you have to know what you're testing, right? And then you also need to know how to fly the plane. So it's like that's why a lot of test pilots end up becoming astronauts and cosmonauts, for what it's worth, because you need to have the brains and the brawn to do stuff like this. It's very complicated. So losing a test pilot is like one of the worst things that can happen. Yeah, it's a shame. C-17 capacity, the IL-78, yeah, guys, look, don't talk about it. Don't talk about it, please. Just don't. I know where that conversation's going. Don't. Just don't. I don't want to talk about it. It's very upsetting. Yep, that's right, Buck. So losing test pilots does suck like that, dude. It is what it is. Anyway, so yeah, that sucks, dudes. But anyway, we can get on to a little more. Well, actually, you know what? Let's get the bad stuff out of the way, shall we? Here, next bit of news. And I know this is what everybody wants to talk about, so Blue Origin is suing NASA over their ruling. They're protesting the NASA and the GAO ruling on human landing systems. Yeah, they're gonna get a lot of flack for that. If not, they already have. They're losing HLS lead engineers as well. Yeah, I know, AJ. Yeah, see, fellas, I'm not gonna sit here and say, like, you know, this isn't counterintuitive, and Jeff Bezos has gone on record himself saying that protesting contracts is what stagnates a program, right? The thing is, I mean, everybody's really mad about this, right? As you know, everybody's not happy about this. We've seen testimonials from workers on Reddit anonymously, so, you know, take that for what it's worth. They have no reason to lie. I don't think they are. That says, you know, we're not like this, you know, this isn't okay. We don't approve of this behavior. We're good engineers. We want everybody to do well, just like everyone else. And fellas, that's the dirty little secret. That's the dirty little secret, guys. The aerospace community is ridiculously small. It's kind of weird. How everyone knows each other.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
It's a little bit strange, to be honest with you. Oh, that was the guitar. There's a community, the aerospace community is spread over the entire United States and overseas as well. Everyone still knows everybody, which is weird.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Eric tweeted out something like, if the CEO doesn't get his contract, he's going to get fired. Okay. 64, great number, divisible by so many things. Agreed. What we need is a properly funded NASA where we're supposed to get 2 landers. Yeah, Aerospace is tiny. Is this kind of a please double check, Sue? Well, fellas, look, I ain't trying to change your mind. I'm not trying to change anybody's mind. It's just, there is some stuff to point out here, okay? Hey, Laserman.
Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Oh, jeez. All right, Laserman. Well, that's good. I don't know if you want me to share that on, but hey, congratulations. Congratulations on the new space, dude. Yeah, Kim, you got my message the other day, right? So, fellas, here's the thing, all right? I'm not mad about this. I understand. And that's the thing. You can understand what somebody's doing, or in this case, you can understand what Blue's doing, and you can also, at the same time, not agree with it. That's totally okay. Yeah, okay, Kim, gotcha. Okay. So, here, just some food for thought, all right? And once again, I don't know. I just thought this would be pertinent to point out. So, Blue definitely wants 2 landers, right? They want 2 landers. They have those infographics, you know, high risk, you know, complex Starship is not as good as ours ship. Ours is easier and better and less launches to get to the moon, etc., etc. We've all seen that. I still think that Blue wants to vie for competitiveness in lunar landers, right? And what they're saying about 2 landers, I even agree with. NASA should have chosen 2 from the start. They didn't because They did not do that because they didn't have enough money. The HLS program in its first round of funding got super underfunded. NASA got like 20% of what it asked for. And that forced NASA to amend the broad agency announcement to say that they could pick 1 or 0 landers. Blue Origin is taking them to court because NASA changed the broad agency announcement based off of the funding. Now, once again, you might agree with that, you might not. That's fine. It's okay. I mean, first of all, underfunding is the problem here. You see how much problems underfunding actually causes? It gives people, all underfunding does is give people ammo to cancel the program. I can cite specific examples, but I think you already know. Now, here's the thing. You know, you have the engineers saying we're not like this. You have Blue Origin saying get the contract, etc., do whatever you need to do to get it. And everyone's like, oh, we hate Blue Origin. We hate Blue Origin. They suck, blah, blah. I don't necessarily think that. I mean, would I run business like this? Probably not. But, fellas, it's important to understand that, you know, look, hey, Joe, what's going on? Look, SpaceX did the same thing. SpaceX did the same thing with the EELV program, with the Evolved Expendable Launch Vehicle program in 2014. They did the same exact thing. SpaceX formally brought the Air Force to the Federal Court of Claims, the exact same place that Blue Origin is taking NASA to, over the ability to launch national security payloads and get Falcon 9 certified for Evolved Expendable Launch Vehicle operations. So they've taken them to court because of a single down select. All right? Basically, for the last round of funding for Evolved Expendable Launch Vehicles, the Air Force tried to just give all the launches to ULA, and SpaceX said, hell no, you're not doing that, and took them to Federal Claims Court. Federal Claims Court. Elon himself went to Federal Claims Court and made the ULA CEO look kind of like an idiot. But that's a whole nother story. And he promptly got fired and replaced with Tory Bruno, like right after that. But once again, we've talked about that before. Now, in the particular case of that Court of Federal Claims protest, right, we ended up with more capability. We ended up with more rockets. So that could be a potential positive outcome of what you see here. Blue Origin could take NASA to court and said, hey, it could say, hey, look, we'll fund this if you just bring 2 landers on the books. Bring 2 landers on the books. And maybe they will, and maybe we'll get 2 landers. Who knows? I mean, maybe they won't. You know, SpaceX did this in 2015, and they also did it again in 2020 here. SpaceX protested the NSSL Launch Services Agreement because they proposed Starship as a launch vehicle for national security launches, and the Air Force promptly said, no, we don't want to fund that, and SpaceX took them to claims court. SpaceX did the exact same thing in the Court of Federal Claims over the NSSL Phase 1 Launch Services Agreement. Now, in this particular scenario, the Air Force won. They said, no, we're not funding that. And we ended up with less rockets. Now, whether you think this one is going to go one way or another, the whole thing that I'm trying to point out here, guys, is that this is normal. Everybody's freaking out at Blue Origin. Everybody's freaking out. They have internal engineers saying, we're not like this. We don't do this. You know, we want everybody to succeed, etc., etc. And once again, that's good. They should be. Most of the industry is like that. That's the dirty little secret. Everybody works with everybody. Everybody knows each other. But at the end of the day, I find it very interesting that, you know, SpaceX does this a bunch of times. Nobody cares. And then Blue Origin does it, and everybody just uses it as a way to dump on Jeff Bezos. It's just interesting to me. Now, don't get me wrong. You know, you can have your criticisms of good old Jeff. I get it. You know, I'm not like, whether those are unfounded or not, I don't know. I can really only speak to spaceflight. But it's very interesting, you know, that SpaceX has done this multiple times in the past, and everyone's like, oh yeah, they deserve competition, and then everybody flips the script this time around because it's Blue Origin. It's just something that's really interesting to me to note. And once again, you could still think Blue Origin is trash after this. I'm not saying, you know, SpaceX did it with the Air Force. SpaceX never has done it with NASA. So, I mean, I don't know. You guys think whatever you want. I think the important thing that I'm trying to convey at the end of the day here is that this is normal, guys. This is the defense industry 101. This stuff happens. It happens. Yeah, Sir Max, probably. I don't know, man. Everybody wants an excuse to dump on him for whatever reason. And maybe people got burned by Amazon in the past. Maybe they have their reasons. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say that, he's done nothing wrong or he hasn't done anything wrong or he has. Like, I don't know. Everybody has personal anecdotes with their experience with Amazon, and some are probably better than worse. And some are probably worse than better. You know what I mean? Don't know. But SpaceX hasn't posted trash-talking infographics. So Elon doesn't talk crap on Twitter, Binal, about Blue Origin, about ULA all the time? You guys have a very short memory here. Elon constantly dumps on Tory Bruno. Don't you guys remember, like, a month ago, Tory Bruno and Elon Musk got into a fight on Twitter? Like, don't we remember this? Yeah, Grab Shark, I guess. Crap posting on Twitter is not official. It's just curious to me that, when SpaceX does it, everyone's like, yeah. And then when Blue Origin did it, everyone's like, no. I mean, guys, at the end of the day, understand that this could give us 2 landers instead of 1. And to say that Blue Origin doesn't have deep pockets behind them is kind of dumb, don't you think? Yeah, but so once again, I mean, you can think that Blue Origin is in the wrong here. You can think it's in the right. I'm not trying to say one way or the other. It's just there's been past times where a protest like this has ended up with a more favorable result, and there's been past times where it hasn't. So yeah, wherever this goes, I think the best thing to hope at the end of the day is that the lunar program doesn't get canceled. And I guess it's always better to look at the bright side of things. We could have no landers, So, I'm all about getting 2 landers. I just think that if Blue had won with SpaceX would still keep going with Starship. Yeah, but Space Nerd, you can see this from a mile away. If the national team had been selected right out of the gates, you know that SpaceX would have done the same thing, right? This is what I'm saying. This is just the industry. SpaceX would have protested the heck out of this. They would have said our system is better. Blue Origin is old. It's not the future. It's not way to make life multiplanetary. The exact same argument that they had for the NSSL Phase 1 LSA, which is fine. And I think they'd be right in that regard. Yeah, Kim, right? Yeah, John, that's a good point. Doing it with NASA is a little bit unprecedented. I'm not sure if this has happened in the past. It probably has, but it happens all the time for contracts of this size. Yeah, that's the important thing to understand, guys. Don't go to full tilt and just be like, I hate Blue Origin. That's throwing a tantrum about it. You know what I mean? That's part of the game, guys. Space flight isn't all sunshine and rainbows, you know what I mean? Of course, Wild. Yeah, like I said, that's the thing that I'm trying to get across. Everybody just wants to dogpile on Blue Origin, but at the same time, this is not anything new. Who knows? But I'm sure SpaceX will be able to do it on their own. Yeah, Kem, that's true. And if NASA had known that, maybe they should have just chosen the national team to begin with. Maybe Blue Origin says that. Who knows? Interesting point. Blue Origin sued NASA, not the national team. Blue Origin is representing the national team, I think. But yeah, it's interesting because you want to hear one of the crazier things about this? Lauren Lyons, who was an HLS engineer with Blue Origin, left and joined Firefly Aerospace. Lauren was a lead engineer at SpaceX for a long time. She hosted the webcast, and then she went to Blue Origin, and then she left and went to Firefly. No, jeez. Yeah, Lauren's really cool. A hell of an engineer. It's a good tweet. So, yeah, she she beezed out. So, I don't know. Yeah, interesting stuff going on there. Lauren is helping design additional pylons. Discord DM for something on the topic, but not credible enough to share. Oh boy, you know how I love this. Yeah, okay. Blue Origin also lost their lead HLS engineer. Yeah, I know. I literally just said that a second ago. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so, interesting. If SpaceX wants to make their own lunar base for supporting interplanetary travel one day, what could prevent that from happening? The government. Not this one, the one responsible for the lander. Yeah, people are jumping ship. I'm not sure. Not sure if that's gonna spell good things, but plenty of engineers want to make a name for themselves, you know? So, interesting stuff. I mean, and once again, guys, I don't really know where to sit on this one. I'll be honest with you. There's, you know, the gut reaction is to just dump on Blue Origin, but at the same time, I also want 2 landers, so I don't know what to say. Like, you don't need engineers to make infographics? Savage. Yeah, Vanguard. You don't need to say it, but yeah, I get it. Yeah, Laldog, that's what I mean. I won't read too much into it, dude, but yeah, again, I don't think anyone could spin this any way to be in a positive light. Yeah, we just lost our lead engineers. That's a good, and here's why that's a good thing. It's like, okay. Yeah, Vickers, not much. Yeah, pretty much, Laserman. Yep. Do you know how much Blue Origin has spent on lawsuits compared to rockets? But that's what I mean, SpaceX has done that too, RB. Everyone lobbies. Everybody does this. Everybody protests like this. SpaceX probably spent a lot. They just don't, they're a little hush-hush about it, you know? It's interesting. It's interesting to... Leaving a company does always mean it's because they dislike the company? Doesn't, Falk, right? Yeah, I got you. That's true. People get poached all the time from company to company. Yeah, Falk, I understood what you were saying. Yep. And that's pretty much the reason why everybody knows each other, because, yeah, you can get poached. It happens. Firefly probably poached Lauren, if I had to guess. SpaceX is poaching people from Blue Origin. Blue Origin poached a bunch of people from SpaceX in 2016 and 2018. It happens. So, yeah, interesting news going on. Let's see, what else do we got? Yeah, like, I don't know. I don't have a conclusion on this one. Just thought I'd tell you guys what's up. Alright, let me transfer some links over here for the Russian news here. And we will go from there. Blue Origin poaches good digital artists. Oof. So I have a question for the people that are falling on the side of I don't like them. What if they take them to court and NASA awards 2 landers? Then what? Are we just gonna hate Blue Origin all the way to them landing people on the moon, or what? Yeah, interesting, Swishio. Their fonts are really nice. You still don't like them because they're... I'm indifferent, that's what I'm telling you. Not angry, just disappointed. I'll be fine with it. I want more rockets. And who's going to appropriate the extra $4 to $6 billion? I don't know. That's not what I asked. I went to KSC yesterday and they were building something next to the Rocket Garden. It's a Falcon 9 display. You dislike this move because it put the program at risk. It could put the program at risk, John. Not it is putting the program at risk. It depends on the outcome, dude. I'm not weighing in on it. I'm not going to. Not yet, at least. Considering they can't get more money from Roulette, it's just going to underfund both landers. Okay. I'm going to cheer them on when they show results. That's fair. I have a really nice crew in my control room. Thanks. Well, EJ, the problem is competition is a two-edged sword. No, it's not. It's... No. Okay. I'd be really happy with it, but I would prefer if they want a contract with hardware. Seconded. But it's not always that simple, Phil. You know that. The display is going to be insane. I saw the plans for how they're going to move it. Cool. It can create a lot of pressure that might lead to bad decisions. Or you could have one and no accountability, and that could also lead to bad decisions. What are you talking about, man? So how did you like Starbase? It was good. Will you play Car Mechanic Sim or Flight Sim anytime soon? I don't know. I don't have the answer to that, Alleviate. Lot on my plate right now. I have no idea. Flight Sim, yes. Car Mechanic, I don't know. I'd rather work on my actual cars than do that, you know? So you're saying it's immensely complex and very high risk. Yeah. I'm still going to pick up that meme, though, Phil, because that meme's hilarious. Yeah. You finished the roof of the building. Cool. Right on, man. Here, let me take a look. Let's take a look-see real quick. Let's see what we can see. Yeah, it looks good. Oh, Lundprod's doing some real good work there, too. Yeah, these buildings are coming along real nice. Heck yeah, man. And we have some houses. Yeah, there's some houses being filled. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, DV, you did a good job here. The building looks really good, man. It's coming along, dudes. One building at a time. Cool. I don't know, goalie. Binal, you have to be following the stream for 3 months to join the Minecraft project. Anyway, we got a video coming from Russia. Let's go see what's going on with them. It's moving week again. I keep seeing the immensely complex and high-risk shirts all over the North Camp. It's funny. Alright, let's see. Looks like we got a payload inside of the rail car here. Okay. That's a horn. Spoiler, it's a moon lander. Oh, let me see. Hey. It doesn't look like a moon lander to me. That looks like Uzlavoy. Cool. Look at that. Space station module. And then look, it's got the payload adapter in its service module. That's really cool. That's a spaceship. Yep. I don't think it's attached, Kem. I think it's on processing rings. Prichal. Yeah, look at those struts. Those are some big boy struts right there. This is not the new Russian space station. This is another ISS module called Prichal. It's called a utility module. It's a multi-axis docking port, basically, that they're going to attach to the ISS. It's going to attach to the bottom of Nauka. There you go. They're taking the service module out there. Rockomax adapter hub, quite literally, yes. And they probably have a pivot for Prichal as well. Hey, look at that. That's the service module, guys. That's the bottom of a Soyuz with a specialized payload adapter. They're gonna send this up in a Soyuz module, or in a Soyuz rocket. And the service module will take it near the ISS and dock. And then the service module will detach by itself and deorbit. Is that going to space? Yes. Mm-hmm. The red rings are not going to be on the spacecraft when it goes to launch. Those are processing rings. That's why they're painted red. When are you going to build a Starbase module like this? Oh, dear. I mean, I could make a universal service module, Falk. I don't see why we couldn't. Problem is whatever... Oh, excuse me. The problem is whatever you attach to the front is going to have some problems. Because if you attach a heavier payload to the front, it's not going to be able to translate. Only problem with these Soviet modules is that they're kind of claustrophobic compared to the international modules. Oh. I don't think Zvezda is claustrophobic, Swishio. I just think you haven't seen enough of the modules on the inside, dude, to be honest with you. Prichal is fairly spacious. There's a Soyuz over there, a Soyuz capsule, and a Progress capsule over there on the left. See, NPORPCC? That's Progress in Russian. Just remember, no Russian. That's correct, Space Nerd. Yep. The utility capsule, the utility service module. Mm-hmm. They're putting it on the processing stand here, and now they're gonna pick Prichal up the same way that they picked up the capsule. It's going to pivot, and then they'll pick it up. Watch. So can Starliner dock to this? No, it uses SSVPs, Soyuz docking ports. So no. Yep.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
Space Core. Space. Wanna go to space? Wanna go to space? Wanna go to space? Wanna go to space? Don't like space. Too big. Here come the space cops. Here come the space cops. Thank you for a year of space content. My pleasure. Wait, why are they turning it over? I'm confused. Oh, they put it on the transport car. And now this little thing will move into the processing area. Yeah, little thing. What is this? Space station module. The Uzlovoy module named Pritchell. How big are those docking ports? Well, look at them with the people standing next to them. Here, take a look-see. Pretty big, dude. See, Swishio, this is what I'm talking about, dude. Those docking ports are bigger than you think. That module is huge. It's not very claustrophobic in there. Are they sending it to the ISS? Yes. This port right here will be attached to the bottom of Nauka. It's called an active docking ring tuning. But yes, also. That's correct, Swishio. Yeah, red is just protective stuff. Red is just protective parts. And these right here are the passive Soyuz docking ports right here. They have a cone inside that that pilot dowel fits into. And then the pilot dowel is on springs and they can retract it. When will this launch? A little bit later this year. Yep, a little bit later this year. Cool. All right, what else do we got here? Let's take a look. November. There you go. So, Progress capsule will launch on the Soyuz 2 carrier rocket. Hey, hold on. Aha! 2 Soyuz 2 launch vehicles were dispatched from Progress RC to Baikonur. They are intended for launches to the ISS program. Stage 1 is the new Progress capsule, and Stage 2, or the second rocket, will be for the Uzlovoy capsule, what you just saw. That's a lot of Soyuz. Get it? What is its purpose? It's a multi-port docking ring, so you can dock multiple spacecrafts to it. Basically, more spots for Soyuz to dock, Junkyard, so they can... Because right now there is... Well, there was 4. Now there's going to be like 6. What is my purpose? You pass butter. They have a lot of Soyuz rockets. Shame that there's not many payloads to launch. Well, OneWeb is keeping the Soyuz going. Speaking of that... Dmitry Rogozin tweeted this. Soyuz 21B rocket is launching the OneWeb mission number 31. Soyuz 21B with spacecraft OneWeb installed on the pad. Okay, there you go. Wait a minute, this is not Vostochny. This is Baikonur. Will the US or the ASA launch a docking port ring like the Russians eventually? We have other solutions, yeah. Space News yawns. We have other solutions, Sav, yeah. NASA's... Here. NASA's biding their time Well, not necessarily biding their time. We can do more. The big one is the Axiom modules. Once the Axiom modules come around, we can use that as kind of a quote-unquote excuse to launch more things. The Axiom modules will have more of the type of docking ports that Dragon and Starliner need to dock to. The Axiom modules are going to attach to the ISS. They're going on the front of the space station. See it right there? Over here is Node 2. That's currently where the spacecraft docked to. And they can relocate the pressurized mating adapters, and then Axiom has modules that have extra ports on them for IDSS. So we can have more modules. We can have more craft docked to this thing, which is a good thing. We might see a space station up there at some point with like 4 or 5 Dragons docked to it, or like a couple of Starliner capsules, you know. Yo, Zockley, what's up, man? Hey, what's going on, Zockley Raiders? How are you? Hey, dude, it's good to see you. The range is closed right now, Swishio. That's why they haven't launched much. I mean, there's Axiom. There's other solutions there, guys. Anyway, welcome, Zockley Raiders. You guys know my buddy Zockley. One of actually, I mean, Zoc, are you here? Hold on. Wait and see if he's here. Why is the range closed? For maintenance? Are space station ports like USB? No, Stillbox. You have to align it, though. Anyway, well, if Zoc isn't here, Zockley Raiders, what was he up to? What was he playing? Jackbox games? Cool. Cool. Anyway. He's playing Jackbox. Interesting. Anyway, welcome, Zockley Raiders. You guys, if you're not giving Zockley a follow, he's a good friend of mine. He worked on Space Engineers. One of the original Space Engineers dudes. Might want to consider giving the dude a follow. He's pretty cool. Pretty cool, Zockley Raiders? Yeah, he's pretty cool. He's a pretty cool guy. Anyway, there's other things that could make that could give more docking ports to the space station. Dream Chaser with its shooting star adapter. So okay, NASA is paying a company called Sierra Space to send up a little mini space shuttle to the ISS called Dream Chaser. Here, you've probably seen it before, but they want to use it as a resupply vehicle. So Dream Chaser is like a tiny little shuttle. It's basically if you took the payload bay and the main engines away from the shuttle and just kind of combined it all into one thing here. Dream Chaser is supposed to have crew on it, but for the NASA contracts that they got, they're not going to have crew. Dream Chaser is going to fly in an unmanned capacity or an uncrewed capacity. And because it's flying in an uncrewed capacity, it can stay up there a lot longer. So what Sierra Nevada came up with was a service module. They came up with a service module for the Dream Chaser with solar panels so it could stay out there for longer periods of time. It could stay up there. This service module has a docking port on the front that's an IDSS. It's a passive International Docking System standard. So meaning a docking port that could receive Dragons or Starliners. And then the front is an adapter for a common berthing mechanism, or CBM for short. The CBM is what the ISS modules use. So this right here could be used as another pressurized mating adapter for capsules docking in the future. Dream Chaser could just leave it there and undock. It could. It's possible. I don't know that for sure, to be honest with you. I don't think they have any necessary plans to do that, but it could do that. What is that shuttle I'm looking at? Sierra Space's Dream Chaser. It's a little mini space shuttle. Yeah, little mini guy. It's not very big comparatively. Dream Chaser could fit inside of the shuttle's payload bay, but it is a little mini space shuttle that's designed to basically do what the shuttle was supposed to do, minus the cargo part. It's designed for crew access, and then you bring them back to a runway instead of parachuting out in the ocean. I personally like this solution. I like that whole, you know, landing on the runway thing and taking off from where you launched from. But yeah, if you're wondering, Shooting Star is being made right now. Sierra Space is working on it. There it is. Yeah, and there it is, carrying all the cargo that it could carry. Lot of space. Lots of space. How does it launch? It launches inside of a fairing. Here, I'll show you. It'll actually launch with foldable rear wings inside of ULA's Vulcan rocket. This is United Launch Alliance's next generation rocket called Vulcan. Vulcan uses 2 BE-4s in the first stage, and they can have up to 6 GEM-63XL solid rocket motors to give it that little kick, that extra kick if it needs to. And then the second stage is a 5-meter Centaur variant. 5-meter Centaur with twin RL-10C11s. And then a 5-meter payload fairing attachment, and yeah, then Dream Chaser is attached to that with its wings folded in. And then when they deploy it, when the fairing opens, when it gets up into space, the wings will fold out. What do you think about Relativity's 3D printed rockets? Tweets, you saw Veritasium's video, didn't you? I think that's a really cool idea. I think Tim Ellis is a really cool dude. I'd love to pick that dude's brain. I like where his mind's at. He's thinking about, you know, okay, it's not just getting there, it's building stuff when we get there. Their iterative 3D printing design is basically means that anything that you can make in CAD, you can manufacture regardless of complexity, which is actually a really smart solution to figuring out that whole, you know, high cost to manufacture rocket building problem. In a manned capacity, would Dream Chaser still be inside a fairing? Probably not, Rob. No. Wings in space, though? I mean, the space shuttle had wings. It went to space. Why is that a problem, Rivian? I mean, if you're coming back down to land, you have to bring the wings up with you. And you do take a penalty for bringing wings into space, no doubt. But Dream Chaser is designed to use those wings when it's coming back down. I don't know, Space Nerd. Yeah, Soapbox, it's pretty crazy. That's a pretty insane capability to have. Insane in a good way. So, all right, a little bit more Russian news here. Take a look. Bigelow folded because of COVID. See, Kraken, they're no longer a thing. All right, so the flight of Soyuz MS-20 to the International Space Station is scheduled for December 8th. Will be carried out on a 4-turn scheme. I'm not sure. 4-orbit rendezvous. Cool. Folded. Gone. Bankrupt. Bye-bye. Not existent. They folded one last time. Forlorn. Sierra Nevada is working on expandable architecture like that, though, too. Sierra Space, the same thing. They have... Here, take a look-see. Actually, if you go follow Sierra Space, they show plenty of pictures. There's a picture of Shooting Star right there with its CBM, the CBM mount installed, which is pretty cool. Yeah, see, there's the passive pedals for common berthing. That's really neat. There's the wings, foldable wings. There's the spaceship. They're working on the outer panels for it right now. Yes, those are pool noodles. You don't want to break something on the spaceship. It's kind of expensive. And you also don't want to get cut. These are sharp edges. Let's see. What else? Yeah, see, here we go. I mean, ignore this, but they're working on expandable modules that look like that. See that? And it's important to note that there is 95% of the parts on Dream Chaser is common between the crew and uncrewed version. They can convert them back and forth, just like SpaceX could convert a Dragon 2 cargo to Dragon 2 crew if they needed to. It's most likely not going to do that because of because it's easier to just manufacture another one than it is to take one apart. But yeah, it's still pretty cool. Saw this at Inside Shuttle Building. Yep, there you go. Have you seen this? Rocket Lab Neutron will look nothing like the pictures we are seeing right now. Rocket Lab Neutron will look nothing like the pictures we are seeing right now during a... Yeah, I knew about that. We covered that news already, Manil. Yeah, SPR. Yep. Sucks. Guess you could say they deflated. Yeah! Dun, dun, dun. All right. So, let's see what's going on over here. Check this out. ULA has delivered the second interim cryogenic propulsion stage for the Artemis 2 mission. It arrived at KSC today. This is for the second SLS mission. So we have fabricated parts here for Artemis 2, which is pretty awesome. Artemis 2 will be the first manned launch of the SLS rocket, going out to the moon. So this stage should be, if everything goes right, the first stage in 50 plus years to deliver humans out of low Earth orbit, which is pretty cool. Last one to do that was an S4B 500 upper stage in December of 1972 on a Saturn V. You can make that joke all you want, John Clark. The deflated isn't a Patriots joke. It's a Tom Brady joke. He ain't our quarterback anymore. So, I mean, that's like you making a Patriots deflating joke is like, you know, saying, hey, why did the chicken cross the road? Because chair. You're just making yourself look stupid. Just saying. Just saying. Like, I mean, it's all right. Someone has to do it. I mean, if you guys don't make your jokes, I'll just do it anyway. But you guys... You guys want to go do it and make yourself... All right. Because chair. Tom Brady is the past. Mac Jones is the future. Mac Jones. Say it with me. Mac Jones. Mac Jones. One more time. Mac Jones. Makes sense if it's a cozy chair. I mean, I think jokes about the Yankees are better myself. Yeah, Tan, that's right. I got one. You want to hear a joke? The Yankees. Although they did beat us today. That it's not good. we got a tail handed to us today, dude. Oh man. Still funny to make that joke. Speaking of, what's that, Christian? The Edmonton Elks are a mess? What is this? CFL? Oh. CFL. The Yankees are the only Major League Baseball team to lose a baseball game in the state of Iowa. Yeah. In the last inning, too, Rob. Man, that sucks. If the Yankees are a joke and the Red Sox lost to them, that makes them laugh. Okay. Oh, wait, Forlorn, wait for it. You know, I was just a second ago talking about how chat makes fools of themselves because they say things that make no sense. Oh, jeez. Oh, look at that. Whammy. Oh God. Oh, jeez. Oh, that must suck. Yeah, one game behind. I guess I'll have to take you and your word, number 3. $680 people watching someone bully somebody in chat. Riv, my The way I look at it is that, look, people love to give streamers crap. I'm gonna dish it right back. I'll dish it right back, and then some. Also, I'm a Patriots fan, man. I've been dealing with this all my life. All right, I'm a freaking Patriots fan. I'm freaking.
Hey, do you remember when they deflated the ball that one time?
Yeah, I do. Do you remember when they won 7 Super Bowls? Would it be possible to use a modified lunar starship as a space station around the moon? Dan, I don't even need to read the rest of that. Yes, it absolutely could. Yeah, sure. Duh. You'd want a depot starship to do that, though. But lunar starship could do that as well. Yeah, absolutely. What's the depot starship? Well, I don't know. But I know it's going to be space station-esque. SpaceX has said in NASA source selection statement, SpaceX has alluded to a third variant of Starship. So, well, actually a fourth variant. There's 4 variants as right now, but heck if I know. That probably is going to change over time, dude. There's the tanker variant, Starship Prime, which is the one with the payload bay, right? Actually, 5 variants. There's Starship Prime with the wings and the windows, right? And then there's the tanker version of that. And then there's the cargo version of that. And then there's the fueling version of that. And then the last one that they've alluded to is a depot ship. The depot ship stays on orbit and starships refuel it, and it acts as an on-orbit propellant depot. And then when the propellant depot is full, they'll send Lunar Starship up. It'll dock to the depot ship, refuel, and then go to the moon. The depot ship is basically a space station module. You could use that. Heck, SpaceX could park one of those around the moon and do the same thing. You'd need more flights to transfer fuel, but it's actually a really good idea. I actually like that. Saw something cool the other day. Hey, yeah, the Redstone. That's cool. That's the one up in New Hampshire. Will the Artemis 2 core go through a green run? Nope, no need. Not more point-to-point suborbital travel version? That's Starship Prime, the one that carries people, John. I'm pretty sure they'll probably make it adaptable. Actually, yeah, it's probably most likely going to be like a business jet version of an airliner versus a passenger version of an airliner. They're mostly the same thing, it's just the interior is a little different, if I had to guess. And the Deep Space Starship. Well, once again, Andrea, that's Starship Prime. Starship Prime is the one that you see in the renders with all the windows on it. I'm pretty sure that the Earth-to-Earth Starship is going to look very similar to that. But yeah, Starship's going to end up like an airplane with just a tanker variant, a passenger variant, a luxury model, meaning Lunar Starship. There's a Lunar Lander variant. There's the Earth-to-Earth variant. It's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be pretty cool if Wario can get that done. It's gonna be pretty cool. So, alright, Foz, let me see. Yeah. Yeah, that's the Redstone up in Warren. That's right, there it is. That's freaking cool, man. Doesn't have an engine in it, though, but it's still cool. Forgot to ask. The rockets that are in the Rocket Garden and the Saturn stages and components, is that what they look like? Or are those representations for scale? So the Rocket Garden at KSC, those are real. All those rockets are real. They're rockets that have been modified to be able to stand up for just indefinitely and survive the elements, but they are real. Sure. All of these rockets that are there are real. The Delta II, though, the Delta II is real, but once again, it's been modified to be able to withstand the elements for long periods of time. Florida isn't the most nice place to store metal and finely engineered components outside in. But yeah, that Gemini that's there is real. The Atlas is real. The Mercury Atlas is real. The capsule is fake. The Redstone rocket is real. The capsule's fake. The Delta and the Juno rocket are real. This Saturn 1B is the Skylab 4. Saturn 1B, that was the rescue mission in case Skylab 3 went wrong. Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's the spare Saturn 1B that they had left over from the Skylab program. It's real. The capsule that's on top of it is not, though. It's just a fairing up there. There's no capsule. The capsule is somewhere else. Elon talked about a possible telescope starship, too. Yeah, they could do a Sophia, Reagan. Sure. Why not? Once again, I think that Pathfinder starship that we saw is... The Pathfinder starship that we saw with those payload bay doors is how the payload bay is going to be. They're going to do a shuttle-style payload bay in Starship. I'm pretty dang sure. That's just the right way to do it. But anyway, here. I haven't given you guys an update video for what's going on down in Boca Chica. We'll watch that, and then we'll jet out. So this footage is coming from Boca Chica, Gal. Over at NASA Spaceflight. NASA Spaceflight, once again, is nice enough to let us watch all this footage here pretty much unabated, so we can watch whatever. And be sure to go over there and give them a follow. I wouldn't say that unless I absolutely meant it. So let's see what we got. This footage is from yesterday. That's right, Zythera. Yep. Nice, Core. So, Booster 3 has been cut down to size. They've disassembled 3, and it looks like they're taking Starship 20 and moving it towards one of the suborbital test pads. Not 100% sure why, but they are. Do you know where the big Gemini mock-up ended up? I have no idea. No. I have it, Swishia. Yeah, but yeah, Swishia. We're not talking about a version of Starship that's going to designed to launch launch a telescope. There has been talks about having a dedicated Starship telescope vehicle. So, like, basically think Starship carrying the telescope in its payload bay, and it just turns it, and then they use Starship to image things, right? And then they take the telescope back down and land. That's what we're talking about. Not the cargo version of Starship that's designed to launch the Luvor. No, we're talking about a different thing. Think like Sophia. Hold on. Sophia is a 747 SP that NASA has converted, and there's an infrared telescope built into the back. A 747 SP is a special purpose 747 with a shortened fuselage designed for extremely long range. 747 SPs are little stubby 747s. But see, yeah, think something like that. Yep. Sophia actually was on the chopping block this year. They funded it. They kept the funding going. It's a joint research project between NASA and the German space program. Yep. Fun fact, Sophia's engines are NASA 905's engines. They took the engines off 905 because they were newer than the ones on Sophia, and they replaced it. They replaced them. That's carrying the 747 shuttle carrier aircraft's engines right now. Yep. Stratospheric Observatory for Infrared Astronomy, Sophia. Yep, think about like that. That's what they want to do, which is actually kind of cool. But once again, it's all up in the air. SpaceX's design is constantly in flux, per Elon himself. So it's... who knows? There's guys working on the orbital launch table. How about 2 starships docked at lunar orbit and a mechanism in between them to extend the distance between them so that they could be spun to create artificial gravity? I mean, yeah, Dan, why have 2 starships in that scenario? Why not just have one that spins? Wouldn't one do the same thing? Just honest question. You don't need to spin 2, you just need to spin 1, it'll do the same thing. As long as the center of mass isn't near where people are, and the center of mass on Starship is naturally down low, you can spin it and achieve the same result. Well, yeah, more or less. I mean, you wouldn't get it wouldn't be exactly like gravity, but it could work. Actually, no, you'd need high center of mass. Yeah, you're right. That wouldn't work. You'd need to touch 2 starships nose to nose and then spin them end over end, or else it wouldn't work correctly. I mean, Dan, that could work. I don't see why it wouldn't. Yeah, you need something that, when the starships dock nose to nose, you'd need some reinforcement because the tension load there, the stretch load that's going to happen when you spin it is going to be pretty bad. You'd probably need like a central docking hub, right? A central docking hub with like a weight in the center and something to anchor the starships to. But I mean, yeah, anything is possible. I don't know if SpaceX is necessarily planning for that, but they could. I mean, your mind's in the right spot. You need something. You need something to have a downward acceleration towards the ground on Starship to help avoid muscle atrophy. The muscle atrophy that happens from floating around in space in your legs. Space kills your circulatory system pretty badly. Not kills it. That's not the right way to say it. You're not using your legs as much, so your heart doesn't need to pump as much blood to your legs. So if you don't work out every day up in space and you come back down here and you try to walk around, your heart's going to be like, wait, I don't need to usually pump this much blood. It's going to go into overdrive and you could have cardiac arrest. And that's pretty well documented. That's not a good thing. Space screws with your circulatory system pretty bad. Or vascular, your heart. It messes with it. It also messes with bone marrow density and stuff. Because your bones don't need to hold anything up. You just floating around in space. Scott Manley helped with the movie. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Savvy, that's right. Looking forward to the Starship Applications program. Yep. I want to go back here and see. This is the test integration booster. They static fired this one. So I just want to see what they're doing here. Hey, Jeff. Do you dare use that title? Wait, what? Yes, Chaos. Yeah, you gotta be careful with that. Dodge. There's only one applications program in spaceflight. Everything else gets a different name. Alright. Chebby. Also, 2 starships, so that one could be used to return from lunar orbit. Could do that too, Dan. Keep in mind, if your payload to the moon is small enough, Starship will have enough fuel to get to the surface and back to low Earth orbit. But your payload has to be small. Starship can't put 100 tons on the lunar surface and then come all the way home. It doesn't have the delta V for that. But if you're moving 20 tons, then yeah, it's possible it could do that. It could come right back to low Earth orbit, redock to the depot ship, and keep going. That'd be actually kind of cool. Main predominant. It could after another refueling. Yeah, sure. Yep. They took the booster completely off the stand. No, that's different. This may be used for booster testing, but its exact purpose is unknown. Interesting. Interesting. I don't know what this is. Okay, that's a truck. I know what that is. 20 Earth tons or moon tons? We're not talking weight, Goalie. We're talking mass. Don't get confused. Mass is constant. Weight changes with gravity. Bro, go back to 7th grade. What's wrong with you? The heck's the matter with you? I know you just deal with weight all day. I get it. My weight and mass changes based on how many nuggets I eat. Tendies. No. Not mass hole, forlorn. Math hole. Alright? Like my math hole. You're being a big math hole right now. Yeah, because math. Get it? Are we having fun yet? There is the load simulator. They call it a thrust simulator. I mean, you're pulling down on the top of the booster. I'm pretty sure that's for load, not thrust. But I mean, then again, thrust is load, so that's messed up. If you eat 1 pound of cheese and weigh 99 pounds, then you are 1% cheese. That digestive system. They are pushing on the engine mounts. Cool. Look at the size of those bolts. And nuts. Oh! Damn, these are pretty big. These nuts. Bolt them. What? Bolt them the nuts. Get it? No, don't leave. Please come back. Oh, shh. Damn it. They left. Hey, Velo. Geeson's like, I'm still here. I'm still here, guapo. They bolted when you told that joke. Facts. So stupid. I'm sorry. Dude. Dude, that's a big hydraulic jack. Holy crap. Look at that thing. What is this? That's the load cap, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Oh, man. You're really screwing yourself here. We're not talking about screws, though. We're talking about bolts. Man, look at the cap. So, the hydraulic jacks, see the rings right there? See these big rings? The hydraulic jacks that are on the dingle bop, this thing. I call this the dingle bop. These are gonna pull down on this, and then this is going to be attached to the top of the booster. They're gonna use it to load rate the booster. Basically, it's a gigantic frigging hydraulic press. Welcome to Hydraulic Press Channel. I am Elon, that is Gwen. Hello. As today we're going to crush this booster. It's really scary, so we must deal with it. Yeah, it's going to crush things. That's going to crush a super heavy inside of it, and it's going to be pretty awesome to see. That's a guy. It's a big can crusher. That's exactly what it is, Predominant. Yep. Those hydraulic jacks that are on the outside of the thrust simulator are going to be on steel cables, and they're going to attach to this right here. They're going to attach right on that plug right there. It's going to be on a peg, and that peg's going to have the steel cable, and then those hydraulic jacks are going to pull down, and then they're going to push up on the middle of the booster. So they're going to pull down. The pulling downward part is simulating the having Starship fully fueled with payload on top of it, and then the pushing up part is simulating the thrust from the yes amount of Raptors that they have on the bottom of these things. So it's basically a big crusher. They're going to do that to load rate it. Basically what they're gonna do. Why would you do that? Well, you do that to make sure that it doesn't crush itself on the way up. Rockets have a lot of force pushing up. And usually the first stage has a lot of stuff on top of it. It's like trying to launch a skyscraper into space. You best make sure your foundation is designed to withstand gravity and another force coming from the bottom of the rocket engines pushing up. I got your message, Queer. I'll check it out later. They need to get Hydraulic Press Channel to do testing for them. Yes, yes. Good thing to say. Kiitos. Eve päivä, chat. And air resistance too. You're not getting much air resistance on the first stage, Andy. If anything, the first stage makes a lot of drag because of low pressure. That's kind of accumulating at the bottom between the rocket and the rocket plumes. But aerodynamic testing would be, you would use one of those for that. Yeah, you would want to crush one of these things for aero testing. But I'm pretty sure SpaceX already did that with that bird cage right there. That's what that thing was for. Oh, dude. That hydraulic jack. I bet you if you tried to move it, you couldn't. Alright, hang on. Let's take a look here. Okay, there's the thrust load simulator right there, or at least the inner ring of it. See these big hooks right there? Those are where they attach the jacks to push up on where the rocket engine is going to be pushing up. I bet you the reason why they said possible inner booster thrust simulator is because it's upside down. You're looking at it upside down. At least I think. You'd usually have like a flange plate or something to attach to. Either that, or it's not upside down and this is going to attach to the dingle bop. Yes, I call it that. And the jacks will push up on the thrust mounts. It could be upside down, it could be right side up. It's kind of hard to tell. It might be right side up. Now, here, let's see how they install it. Looks upside down because of the ladder. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we didn't see where they put it. GSE tank dome outside the production tents. Yep. That forklift, though. The Yoda forklift, baby. Oh, what's it moving around? What's with all this trash running around? Look at that porta potty with wheels. Jeez, see that? Why do they need mobile porta potties around? Tesla. Yeah, I can't really tell what's going on in here. I just see a bunch of lifts. I know they're working on something over there, but... It's weird that rockets are all made of floppy metal sheets. Yep, until you assemble it as an actual rocket, and then it'll stay up. Yeah, kind of crazy, right? Heck, some rockets you assemble and they still can't stay up. You have to pressurize them, right? Installation of Ship 20's Raceway continues. Ooh. That's cool. I don't even see the code anymore, Grid. All I see is blonde, brunette, crane lift, tiles. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Happy, I don't even know anymore. There was a time where I could keep track of the logistics. So much stuff comes in and out of Starbase on a daily basis. I have no freaking clue anymore, dude. I just analyze the components as we see them popping up in these videos. Dude, there's so much stuff that comes in. Engines come in, bolts, freaking hydraulic jacks. It could be anything. Like rolls of stainless. I don't even know anymore. I don't even know. I can't even keep track of it. I watched that again last night. Nice. It's a good movie. I mean, and knowing what needs to be built. I mean, you guys, if you guys haven't watched the, if you haven't watched the third episode of Everyday Astronaut's interview with Elon, the third one, they go out to the launch site and Elon talks to two of his engineers, Taylor and Sam. And hearing them talk is like probably my favorite part of all those videos. Except for maybe like Elon talking. Hearing them talk and say like, okay, I got this here, I got this here, I got this here, I got this here, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. It's pretty insane. I would highly suggest you go and watch those videos. It's crazy how this is like a little bit of organized chaos here and how everybody knows what they're doing. Like, how can you make sense of this? It's pretty damn impressive if I do say so myself. Sam Patel is an actual sorcerer. I'm convinced. Pray, how do you, like, dude, talk about a guy that's singularly focused. Like, damn, man, Sam knows his stuff. Dude, I'd love to hear the daily meetings that they have between him and Elon. Oh, that would be so nuts to hear. And Sam, I think, Pray, I think my favorite part was that Sam was hype. Sam and Taylor were both, they were super into it. They were like, yep, then we're going to do this. We're going to put that stupid table on top of that launch pad, and then we're going to make it work. It's going to be sick. And Elon's like, yes, fantastic. Yes. Yes, it's going to be great. Yes. Yeah, we yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm like, that's pretty cool. Imagine having that job, man. Oh, that would be sick. Logistics and management are the hardest things to do in the industry. I like that stuff. I like it. I like it. Pray. You know how I know I like it? I worked on a loading dock for a long period of time before I streamed professional. That was the last normie job that I had, man. Logistics. It's fun. It is fun. It's like playing tower defense, dude. It's fun. Like, I enjoyed it. I wasn't very good at it, but I did enjoy it. You think you're losing hair now? Just wait. No, dude, I've worked in inventory before. That's and that's a follow. Thanks, Rib. I won you over, right? Streamer insults chat and works logistics. Yeah. You've won me. Hell yeah, dude. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Now piss off. I mean, hi. No, don't leave. Don't. Damn it. So I think this is the quick disconnect right there. And that's a pipe. It's fun until the people you see do it absolutely cannot do it even as a basic level. Yep. Unsub. I can't win them all. What do you do? I'm the guy that, goes down to the build site there and then just takes this here pipe with an elbow macaroni thing on the end and then we just move it right out to the build site out there. Yep. Don't ask me why I have this accent working in Texas. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Everyone that operates a forklift talks like that. Don't lie. It's absolutely true. I don't know. How long until SpaceX buys United Rentals? I don't know. Don't lie. If you drove around one of those, that's exactly how you'd sit on it. Don't lie. Big old truck. What's this thing carrying? Some rolls of stainless? Dude, you could tell how freaking heavy this is. I know it's going to be hard to see for you guys on the screen. Watch the airbags on the truck. They're going like this. That should tell you how heavy that damn roll is. Watch the brakes on the truck. Did you see it when they stepped on the brakes? The thing went, That thing's really freaking heavy. What did we say those things were? Those rolls, we did the math on it one time. They're freaking super heavy. And it still can't carry my mom. Self burn? Don't worry about it, Graph Shark. You could always have the VOD. £40,000? Yikes. 40,000 pounds used to live here. Now it's a ghost town. What? A little less than your mom. Ha, goat him. Hey, she's a nice lady. Your language is offensive. The forklift guy is cocky as hell till a real man crane operator pulls up.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
That's right, Everest, give or take. Hey, Joseph 709, 1 year. Thanks, man. You missed my comment about the forklift guy. You said you have a forklift guy that talks like exactly like that. Do you guys remember the time we were talking about planetary gravitational pull and what planets in the solar system have the most gravitational pull? And I was like, yes, there's the sun, and then there's Jupiter, and then there's your mom, and then there's Uranus and Neptune. And people were like, what? It was funny. You kind of had to be there. It's funny, though. Your mom has rings. So does Starship. Does that make Starship heavier than... Wait, no. If Starship weighs more than a duck, then it's a witch. And what else, chat, weighs more than a duck? Pigs! Apples! Very small rocks.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
I said it wrong, but it's still funny. Salarate, 44-month resub. But does Starship weigh more than your mom? I don't know. We'd have to weigh it. Got my flint and steel ready. Churches! Exactly. Last Family Guy reference. Ah ha ha!